There is a season in life when announcing your plans becomes a distraction. You tell people you are changing. You explain the new routine. You describe the new version of yourself. You post the quote, buy the notebook, make the declaration, and for a few days it feels like transformation has begun. But often, nothing has actually changed. You have only received the emotional reward of becoming different without doing the work of becoming different. This is why disappearing for a while can be powerful. Not disappearing in a dramatic way. Not cutting everyone off. Not becoming mysterious because the internet told you silence is attractive. But stepping back from noise long enough to rebuild your life without needing an audience, because some changes are too fragile to perform. A new discipline, a new boundary, a new relationship with money, a healthier body, a calmer nervous system, a clearer mind. These things need privacy before they need applause. When you tell everyone your plans too early, you invite opinions before you have built evidence. Some people will doubt you. Some will project their own fear. Some will quietly prefer the old version of you because the old version made them comfortable. And some will praise you so much that your brain mistakes the praise for progress. Silence protects the work. So here is how to disappear and rebuild without turning your life into a motivational costume. First, choose one area of life to rebuild. Not 10. 1. Your health, your money, your focus, your home, your career, your confidence, your emotional life. Most people fail because they try to become a completely new person by Monday morning. That is not transformation, that is panic with a planner. Choose the area that would change everything else if it improved. If your body is exhausted, start with sleep and movement. If your money is chaotic, start with tracking and spending. If your mind is scattered, start with attention. If your life feels messy, start with your environment. One area, one foundation. Second, create a 6-month rule. For 6 months, stop asking for public validation. Do not announce every step. Do not explain every boundary. Do not post every workout, book, meal, realization, or new beginning. Let your life become quiet enough to hear whether you actually want the change or only want to be seen changing. There is a difference. Real change becomes boring before it becomes visible. It looks like repeating the same small action when nobody claps. Walking again, saving again, reading again, cleaning again, applying again, saying no again, going to bed on time again, choosing the harder right thing again. This is where most people quit, because the work does not feel cinematic, but the unglamorous repetition is the point. Third, remove the leaks. Your life leaks through small habits. Scrolling when you are anxious. Spending when you are sad. Saying yes when you mean no. Texting people who drain you. Starting your morning with other people's lives. Keeping your room in a state of low-grade defeat. A 6-month rebuild is not only about adding better habits, it is about removing the habits that quietly steal your future. Make a list called, "What is keeping me the same?" Be honest, not cruel, honest. Which apps steal your attention? Which people leave you smaller? Which routines make you tired? Which excuses have become part of your personality? You do not need a perfect life. You need fewer leaks. Fourth, build private evidence. Confidence does not come from telling yourself you are powerful in a mirror. It comes from keeping promises. Small ones. I said I would walk today, and I walked. I said I would not buy that thing, and I did not. I said I would clean the desk, and I cleaned it. I said I would stop replying immediately to people who only contact me when they need something, and for once, I let the phone sit there like a small rectangle learning manners. Each kept promise becomes evidence, and evidence is stronger than motivation. After a while, your identity begins to change. Not because you declared it, because you proved it. Fifth, protect your environment. You cannot rebuild in the same noise that broke your focus. Clean your room. Clear your desk. Fix your sleep space. Remove visual clutter. Put your phone away during deep work. Unfollow accounts that make your life feel like a failed audition. Your environment should make the right thing easier and the wrong thing slightly inconvenient. Not impossible, just annoying enough that your better self has a fighting chance. Sixth, become unavailable to old patterns. This is the part people dislike. A new life will offend old habits. When you stop over-explaining, some people will call you cold. When you stop people-pleasing, some will call you selfish. When you stop wasting money, your impulses will call you boring. When you start taking yourself seriously, the insecure part of you will ask who you think you are. Answer quietly. Someone who is done abandoning themselves. Disappearing is not about rejecting the world. It is about returning to yourself before you return to the world. Seventh, track the work without worshipping the tracker. Use a notebook. Use a calendar. Use a simple checklist, but do not turn self-improvement into an administrative empire. Track the essentials. Sleep, movement, money, focus, cleaning, learning, boundaries, mood. At the end of each week, ask 3 questions. What worked? What drained me? What needs to change next week? That is enough. You do not need a 40-page life management system. You are a human being, not a failing startup. Finally, understand what rebuilding actually means. It does not mean becoming perfect. It does not mean becoming impressive. It does not mean emerging in 6 months with a new body, new income, new wardrobe, new personality, and a suspiciously cinematic jawline. It means becoming more aligned. Less scattered, less available to what harms you, more faithful to what matters. A rebuild is not a performance, it is a return. To your attention, your energy, your standards, your patience, your own life. So disappear if you need to. Quiet the noise. Stop explaining, stop announcing. Stop asking people to believe in a version of you that you have not yet built. Build it first. In the morning, in the evening, in the boring middle of the day, in small choices nobody sees. And one day, people may notice that something about you has changed. You are calmer, clearer, harder to distract, harder to manipulate, harder to pull back into chaos. And by then, you will not need them to notice. Because the proof will no longer be in their reaction. It will be in your life. If this essay helped you think more clearly about rebuilding yourself in silence, subscribe to Atlas of Becoming. This channel is a quiet place for essays on psychology, discipline, attention, slow living, emotional patterns, and the long process of becoming someone you can trust. Not through noise, not through performance, but through understanding.